Cozy fam! Wow, you woke up real quickly. It's the middle of the night and I had to try to get her out of bed so we could record this.
I have to talk to my people.
Yeah. So, one of the things that we haven't really spoken a lot about, but you guys may have seen it a little bit in our videos, is the fact that we're from two very different backgrounds. I grew up in an Indian family. And if it's one thing that we've realized, you know, interacting with people from different cultures, Indians love to band together.
Yeah. And
love a communal setting. So I grew up in that kind of space, you know. My great-grandfather, or was it grandfather? I'm not too sure, but somebody along my lineage came straight from India and they brought that kind of Indian vibe of community and stuff like that. So I grew up in that space. A lot of cousins, uncles, aunts, everybody. Zara, however.
Yeah, I grew up with a single mom. My family is pretty small. We don't like live all close together. So most times it's just me and mommy. And we made it work. So we're coming from literally two opposite sides of the spectrum.
And this trip kind of brought out a lot of those differences.
Yeah.
You know, so there has to be a lot of growing and learning that's going on. But I feel like we kind of meshed it together quite nicely, you know, and we're doing our own little hybrid situation of what we, you know, what works in our household now.
These videos are a little bit all over the place because, you know, we did a mission trip, then we showed you some Vietnam, then we showed you some Thailand. But just stick with us, right? The Cambodia story started by bus. We got there from Vietnam. And we never take a plane, we take a bus.
It's not your time of night, don't babe?
It's not.
Guys, at around 4 p.m, she starts going down.
Yeah.
It's by the time it touched 10, nothing after that.
Yeah,
and it's now like midnight.
Yeah, that's like another thing that I think we really recognize over this trip. When I was growing up, winding down started at 7 p.m. and at 7 o'clock, mommy would watch the news and I would go to bed. I remember 7 o'clock being my bedtime, and then it moved up to 8, then it moved up to 9, and the latest it went up to was 10. And that was just how my body was programmed. Now, Xaundre never really had a bedtime because it was just everybody just a laugh and a chat.
Yeah, we'd be up at 10 o'clock. Big full-on conversation, eating beef and rice and peas.
I can be up at 6 a.m. working, and Xaundre just can't budge. So we've been taking a lot of buses. You guys saw the one that was a bad experience, but the one to Cambodia was actually pretty good.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
But then I lost the fanny pack with our passports and all our money and our credit cards and everything. We made it to Cambodia. We're actively in our tuk-tuk heading to our...
In our first tuk-tuk. Yeah.
So guys, a while ago, this is our bag with all our important things. So the bus let us off and we started looking for our SIM card that we just bought, only to realize that we don't have it because it's in this. And guys,
it's on the bus.
This was on the bus. I had to run down the bus, like through the Cambodian streets. I had to run down the bus and knock him down for him to let me back in to get back there.
You saying I have nothing on you?
You saying I have nothing for me, guys.
Hey, you shut off in the town.
Oh my goodness,
you saying
guys.
I have nothing on you? So we're in Phnom Penh, which is the capital of Cambodia, staying in a nice little Airbnb. You guys know we're always finding those deals.
This is where we're staying in Cambodia. Listen, I don't even know how much are we paying per night? Paying $30 per night.
Something.
You know we love when budget look like luxury, feel like luxury, but it's on a budget. You follow me?
But this gives you like a separate living space.
That was an epic fail.
I thought it was softer. It's not very cushy, but it will work. It will work. You know, it's still cheap. But yeah, I'm comfortable to that.
Let's see the view, baby. This is the view from our balcony.
This is really pretty. Smells though. Kind of smell like city.
I mean, we are smack dab in the middle of the city.
And after that, we moved on to the mission trip, which you guys already saw. We did a whole video on the mission trip itself.
You all know that the best part of this trip was that mission trip.
For sure.
It was amazing. But we had to leave.
See you next year!
before the missionaries went back to Hong Kong, went on a day trip. And of course, like everything else, nothing went as planned.
You've heard us say that Southeast Asians do not change their rules for anything. They don't bend, they don't budge.
They don't.
Guys, it is 8:49. We attempted to order something from this menu that says brunch, right? It says weekend brunch, and it is the weekend, so we ordered avocado toast from it. And you want to know that they came back to let us know that they can't give it to us because it's not yet 9 o'clock and they start serving the brunch at 9. If it was 7 a.m. I could understand. Guys, it is 8:49, and because we're placing the order at 8:49, they can't give it to us any at all.
We were going through this alley, we're never sure where the alley was going to lead us to.
Yo, what are you taking us there?
In what world is this not sketchy? We are currently in a lonely lane. Going to a stamp workshop of some sort. You excited?
I'm very excited. I really want to know the the history of this place, because you know I heard it's crazy.
Crazy.
I heard it's crazy.
Like they had a genocide 30
yeah.
years ago,
Like
wiped
they killed
out
all
all
the
the
people crazy.
intellectuals. Yeah, it's crazy.
Oh, what's this?
It's cooler.
Cool
For
towels,
a
guys.
face?
Oh,
Yes.
what I must do with it?
Use it to cool you down.
So like opening out that just
I think you just open it out and just put it on your face and use it to cool you down.
smell like Vicks.
Wow.
Vapor rub.
Bro, it's peppermint.
It's like Vicks. I'm so my ghetto is showing.
Hi. Today we're gonna do stamp making
Yes, tell them.
workshop, and as you can see, we can choose what you want as your stamp today.
Why does it look like I don't want to serve you?
Cutting off the diabetic toes.
Come here.
You see, I told you.
So this is mine.
I made a duck
Oh, do they have that?
and an XYZ stamp. So now we can put rubber stamps wherever we go. Bam! How did you feel about your workshop?
Pretty good. I feel like an artist now. We're ridiculously hot, and I feel like
Goodness.
problems follow it. It's like problem just Zara and Xaundre and say,
Yo, that day it was so hot, it's unbelievable.
Updated is 115 degrees in here.
We're defeated, guys. Subscribe to my channel.
Like, it's so bad that everybody is just canceling all the other activities for the rest of the day.
We're off schedule, guys.
But
everything went wrong. So it was hot. We were melting.
They missed the spa
We
day.
missed the spa. No, they don't miss the spa. The spa said it can't host all of us all at once.
and then the spa push us
Then
back
the
and then push us back and
then we're late. And then we're hungry. And everything bad that could happen. But it was so much fun. And I think
because the people are just such fun people.
so. We're currently at the Royal Palace of Cambodia. Cambodia. We're late though, so it's kind of locked. But here it is. So there's no palace tour. Yeah, we'll fly up ourselves.
So yeah, I was telling them that 6 years ago, in this very same place, I came with my school before for a mission trip as well, and we stopped at this place, and the pastor and I, we wanted to be like adventurous and try new things. So to show all the other kids, you know, that you can try new things. So we went and there was a lady just like the one you can see around here. You can show some stuff later. She had this soup that we asked, vegetarian? She said, yeah, vegetarian. And it did look vegetarian. It was all noodles and vegetables.
Like
and
a nice broth.
Yeah. And then we all ate it, sat down and did it. And then a lot of people gathered around. And they finished the whole soup she had served already. So she opens a pot to serve more. And when she opens the pot, turns out it wasn't vegetarian at all. It was scorpion soup. That scorpion soup made me get sick to the point of like It was a years-long disease that I got. It was like, but in Mexico, all the doctors said, well, you cannot get that disease because you cannot get it in Mexico. And I was like, exactly, I didn't get it in Mexico. I got it somewhere else. I was a whole issue, but it was just here. And 6 years later, I come back, now married. Now I'm showing my wife the place where I got that sickness. You know, and
That's crazy.
It's just like that. I don't know if you can turn it and see. It was just like that.
Like,
She's got peanuts, but it was just a place like that.
oh, like over here.
Yeah, but instead of peanuts, it was the
Soup.
bowl with the soup.
Yeah.
So it just didn't even matter.
Yeah, that's so true. And we bought some traditional Cambodian outfits, and all of us girls just changing them, and it was the cutest thing. You see, it doesn't even matter if you're modest, if you're overclothed. These guys, they don't care.
Like I said, that.
Modesty's hottesty, okay?
Because
Period.
Miguel and Fanny walking down the road, and Miguel just cannot resist her, and she's like fully clothed.
Fully clothed.
And I did the same thing. I did the same thing to Zara, and she's just like,
The one-
bro, that's not a hornbill. That's a seagull.
Yo, am I on camera?
That's a seagull.
delete that footage.
She is the cutest thing. Our friends left and went back to Hong Kong, and we headed to Siem Reap to view Angkor Wat. Angkor Wat Temple, one of the 7 wonders of the world.
It's one of the 7 wonders because it's why again?
You know why? I don't know why. Oh no, it is the largest religious
temple.
I think it's
building.
religious building in the world.
Oh.
Because they use the entire compound, like all 200 acres. Alright, so we take a rain check on our lecture on why it is one of the 7 wonders of the world, and we'll tell you a little bit more about that later when we figure it out.
When we find out.
But what Zara was saying a while ago is, you know, in the space of a year, we've already been to 2 of the 7 wonders of the world.
Yeah.
So we might just do a bucket list and try to make it to all of them before we die.
Yeah.
We tried to take a photo with a professional photographer for $1, and let's just say he properly upsold us. By the time we finished, we paid him $10 for like 10 photos.
But I mean, where are you gonna get a photo shoot for $10? Come on.
Honestly.
View Angkor Wat again. They said it was something to do in Cambodia, to be honest.
Anytime I mention I'm in Cambodia, everybody's just like, did you see Angkor Wat?
Yeah.
And we're just like,
it's awesome.
what is an Angkor Wat?
Yeah, but the thing about like a lot of these historical sites for Xaundre and I is that if we go without a tour guide, we are just going to walk around aimlessly, and we are going to say, all right, we're going to take the pictures that are supposed to be taken, and we're out of there, right? So we thought that the temples were beautifully designed. They were very intricate. We saw the detailing, but we never really saw anything to read, and we never went to the museum, so we kind of just spin around and we're like,
it was so hot.
Yeah, it was so hot.
We should add that we visited Cambodia in literally the hottest month of the year.
Yeah, there.
So the hottest month of the year there in Cambodia. So because it was so hot, that was a big turn off for us for wanting to spend too much time there. Nevertheless, we were starving, so we had to get food. And this is where story come to bump.
Telling Zan that like if he orders food from me and orders food for himself, I can give him mine. I can give him some of mine. But when it is for both of us, I get so conscious. Like I don't really understand how to draw boundaries. Like, so I end up eating less because I don't want to overstep his boundary and eat more. And then it's like the sharing and go on, and it's like I want to make sure that both of us.
How you survived the other day when we were on the mission trip and all of us had to eat from one big plate? Like,
no, I cringe every time.
like they would bring out the food and just put it on the table, and everybody just put on your little plate, eat, and and just keep on going back until the food is done.
I mean, I think I've done very well over the past year learning from me. So Xaundre would order 1 large food and share it with us, but I want 2. Let's order 2 small. Okay, so I have my small.
But guys, you know that how I look at it is, if small and small equal $500, that's $250 per small, right? but the large is for 400. I remember the large and I was split it. But no,
Yeah, but
my girl now.
the line, I need a line. Just tell me that this is my piece of chicken. So then no, what will happen is then no, let's say we order, then one piece of the chicken or a piece of or some of the soup, then do you drink the hot soup or do you drink the soup that's like lukewarm? If two we get it, two it wasn't hot, you know? Or supposed to get leg on time. Who gets the leg and who gets the leg? Me always want the leg. You don't always want the thigh.
Yo, these are our existential questions that we have to ask.
There are lots of other little things, but this is maybe one of the biggest ones. I need my boundary.
And like, I can't really.
Also, space. I love boundary. I love my personal space.
Yeah, that's not a thing here. Personal
Xaundre
space.
said the personal space is around
Personal
us.
space is around us, no,
So
not between us.
over this trip, the best Airbnbs I've had are those with couches, separate room where I can just go have my moment. And I think before maybe it would annoy Xaundre, but now because we're spending so much time like 24/7 around each other, he's fine with it.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
I also like my time in the bathroom by myself. That's my alone time.
Which is great because then I get to kind of...
You get the bed. Another thing that's very different between the two of us is that I know no shame. you like my shame tree just cut down from a long time.
I don't think that's a big family thing.
No, that's not family. That's just between me and you. Yeah. So we were walking out of Angkor Wat and I saw two lovely people just walking down, strolling down Angkor Wat, and the back of their shirt said retirement travelers.
They had a YouTube logo and everything on their shirt.
Yeah, so
I was interested in talking to them, and you know, I was like, should we say something? And Zon was like, yes, we should. I was like, no, we shouldn't. Let's just follow them.
And I was just like, but why not just say something? Retirement travelers.
Yes,
hello.
Hi.
How are you?
We are good. How are you?
We are good. So we have a YouTube channel, right?
Awesome. Yeah, we do too.
Well, we have like a lot of young people and a couple of older folks who will be really, really excited to hear about what you guys do.
Yeah.
Because they see us traveling and they're like, you know, I'm too old to do that. But I just want you guys to tell them how you do it.
Well, we 3 years ago we sold everything we have. We have no home, no cars, and we're just traveling the world full time.
Oh, that's
so exciting.
Experiences are better than stuff.
There we go. Thank you.
What is your name?
Thank you. We're from Jamaica.
Xaundre and Zhara.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have a quote from C.S. Lewis about you're never too old to dream a new dream or set a new goal.
There we go.
That's how we live.
Exactly. Awesome.
Check out their channel.
Yeah, check out their channel.
Check out their channel.
One major spiritual lesson that I got from Angkor Wat was, well, I got more than one, of course. There are a lot of object lessons. One is the idea of being very intentional and the idea of putting out effort regardless of what your circumstances are. Because these people who built these temples, afterwards we went and we read for ourselves, right? They never had much. They only had devotion.
Yeah.
How much can we gain when we just have true devotion to God in our regular lives? And kind of as we went through this trip and we saw how God was really showing up for us in some of the little ways, we continue to say to God, God, why should we ever doubt you?
One of the things that interested me about Angkor Wat is the fact that it was originally built as a Hindu temple. But when the majority of Cambodia's population became Buddhist, then they converted the utility of the temple from being Hindu to being Buddhist.
It's trying about other way around.
But whichever way, you know, because you know it's midnight. We may or may not be getting it right. But the point is, it was converted from being used for one religion to now being used for the other. And we find it interesting because that's the same way God wants us to, you know, at some points in our lives we were just being selfish, thinking about our own wants, our own needs, our own ambitions, but he wants to now use us for his purpose. And the same way that these people could have used the same building, now dedicated to another deity. God wants us to use our bodies, our time, our influence, our effort, our everything, all our resources, everything that we have. He wants us to not use it for our own glory, but he wants us to now use it for his.
That's a good one.
Guys, we've been married for a year and she's been rubbing off all of these object lessons on
There's
me, understand?
always an object lesson. There is always an object lesson. And just seeing all these people from all over the world coming together to be in awe of this wonderful kind of human creation was just everything for me. And kind of continuously seeing these things as we travel has been so eye-opening, and it has really pushed us out of our box, and just the ability to see people as people and to not see people as transactions. That also has been good, like stopping and talking to random people, having conversations, smiling with somebody who is maybe on their way to worship their Buddhist god, and having these things, having it as a part of like our everyday life has been transformational, and I think it will change the way we even do ministry from now on.
Yeah, it's so true. Somebody was actually, we'll probably tell you more about the story later on, but somebody was telling us the other day that sometimes as Christians we talk about friendship evangelism, or we want to be friends with people so that they can become Christians, or so that in our case they can become Adventists. But the truth is, if you see a relationship with somebody as I become your friend so you can get baptized, or so, then really that's not ministry, that's
a transaction.
That's business. That's a transaction. That's I give you friendship and you give me, baptism into my congregation. And that's not how Jesus did his thing.
No.
Jesus just went out there and he was friends with everybody. In fact, there were some times that Jesus would even work miracles and say, go and tell nobody. And I thought about it, and the reality is we should just love people as people, and not necessarily because we want something in return or because we expect a certain outcome, baseline.
Because if you expect something in return, is it really genuine?
Exactly.
So as usual, we have to kind of wrap it up.
Yeah. Because
we'll go all night. Well, no, I'm gonna drop asleep on the camera.
I can go all night. No pun intended.
Oh my gosh. Oh, how many siblings do you have?
Tell us in the comments. And if you have any experience as an only child.
Yeah, or if you have any experience with only children, I think it's a thing among us. I think we should just have a support group. What do you say?
We'll see you next time on Adventures of XYZ. Bye guys.